Welcome to Lanterns Live. I'm Ralph, and once again, I am joined by Will Smith from Green Lanterns Podcast to discuss Green Lantern 21 with Jeremy Adams. Jeremy Adams writing and Jack Herbert doing the artwork. And this is the cover we're looking at right here.
It's a great
Starbreaker.
cover.
Yeah, Rise of Starbreaker. That Rise of Starbreaker font and the colors looks like it's some sort of like candy or something.
I thought it was
I would eat Starbreakers.
Some star sapphire type coloring.
Yeah. How you been, man?
I've been great. As you know, I got to spend last week in the desert moving some stuff for my company. Which is why we couldn't do our show on Wednesday as planned, but I'm back home now, ready to be consistent and available and not sweating so much anymore.
The thing is, like you mentioned, like a airplane graveyard, and the first thing I thought of was like Ferris Air and Hal Jordan and all that stuff.
Yeah,
probably not as fun.
No, it's like when you drive up to it, there's just hundreds of airplanes, and they're all just from so long ago, nobody can fly them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And my job was to go up in there, no AC, no air conditioning, no wind, and unload every seat that was in the aircraft into a 18-wheeler.
Jeez Louise, that's rough.
Yeah.
That's rough. But since we last talked, we got some good news today. It has been confirmed by, was it Entertainment Weekly? Who was it? I think it was Entertainment Weekly.
I think it was EW, yeah.
That Nathan Fillion, in fact, will be appearing as Guy Gardner in the Lantern series on HBO Max, which I'm excited about. I think my hopes is that this is where we get to see Guy in his classic Guy Gardner outfit with the jacket, vest, and boots, and even the white stripe. I'm hoping.
For me, it's been my hope that seeing the JLI like type outfits and stuff that all the characters have on outside of Superman, it's been my hope that something happens during that by the end, these characters put on their more comic book accurate uniforms that we're used to seeing, and then he can bring that over into Lanterns.
Like maybe is it Maxwell Lord? That whole team dissolves.
Exactly. That's just my hope for it. Right. And then again, I hope that the movie does well and Guy is shown in a cool way that allows him to be both funny, but also sometimes like the voice of reason and help Superman out. And that just increases the hype going into Lanterns for people that would know he's going to be in there as well. And then like the cool thing is in my book, now that we have this confirmation about Guy joining Lanterns officially, we can now really look at what his ring looks like compared to what Kyle Chandler's ring looks like. And it just further fuels that speculation from me that John's ring is also going to be different. To have these two guys, or I don't know, maybe he'll pick one of them. I'm not sure, but the fact that we never saw it in those pictures of John, I like the idea that it might be different.
Yeah, I think that'll be cool. I also kind of I don't mind if he loses the bowl cut. I think the bowl cut is necessary as everyone's introduction to like the masses, the people that don't read comics. Their introduction to Guy Gardner should definitely be this dude with the bowl cut. And I could see him going to more of a modern take by the time he gets to Lanterns. I don't think that just because he looks one way in one thing, he has to look the same way in another thing. In comic books, different artists have different ways they draw, and comic characters can be different from issue to issue as far as the way they look. There's even some issues in cases where you have like a flashback and a different artist is on, and so they have a completely different look. So I'm fine with it being a different looks. But I kind of think from what I've seen from the Superman trailer and what I know of James Gunn's sense of humor, it sounds like it's a different take than what they're doing over at HBO Max with Lanterns, because it keeps saying it's True Detective, which is a very serious show.
Yeah.
But we've been hearing things lately that says that there's been a lot of humor being injected in this show, and the show is actually pretty funny. I don't know how funny that'll be, but I don't think it'll be James Gunn level, like humor. I think there's a lot of room for banter between Hal and John,
and I think there will be.
And I think you can do sort of a toned down version of Guy Gardner, different than what we saw from that Super Bowl. During the Super Bowl, the tweet or the reel that went out from James Gunn, where like he was really hamming it up and being like a jerk in that what we assume was a screen test. I feel like Nathan Fillion could just still be Guy, but a different take. Like we've had different takes of Batman and different takes of Superman. And I think
many different Jokers.
I think Nathan Fillion can do both. I think he doesn't have to be so, cartoony in Lanterns.
I think it may allow Nathan Fillion to showcase some range, where in Superman, maybe he is more of a comedic character. And honestly, if you think about like bang for your buck impact, you're going to have, from a general audience standpoint, there's going to be more than one character in the Superman film that people aren't going to be super familiar with. So how do you make them remembered? How do you make them stand out? People talk about them and want to look more into it. Well, when you have this funny, beyond confident guy with a really terrible bowl cut, he could be on screen for 5 minutes of the movie and people could remember him in it. But then he comes to Lanterns, which is a more serious show with elements of comedy in it, and he could play a much more serious Guy Gardner, possibly with a different haircut, a more modern haircut, that then he can rock the rest of the DCU.
We've seen it in the comics, too. I started reading Green Lantern in 1990, and Guy Gardner, with the bowl cut, was a very different character than he is since like the Jeff Johns run, where Guy Gardner, everybody knows Guy Gardner's a jerk. Everybody knows that. But it's how he's portrayed. He can be portrayed as like over the top cartoony, but it can also be like deadly serious. One of my favorite things in the Jeff Johns run, it seemed like anytime there was a big event, whether it was Sinestro Corps War, Brightest Day, Blackest Night, any of those big sort of events, War of the Green Lanterns, the issue after the big event, after the big war, was always some of my favorite issues, where it was the 4 Earth Lanterns at the time, either sitting at Warriors, sitting on a moon, just having beers and talking. And I feel like we are getting Hal in the middle of his, like, he's like past his golden years. He seems like in the show he's done. So he already has a long history with Guy Gardner and has seen all that maybe we're at the point now, by the time Guy Gardner, because like Guy Gardner with the Justice League is a different Guy Gardner than when he's hanging out with the Corps. Like we can get that version of Guy Gardner in the show where it's like Hal actually respects him, even though he thinks he's a total asshole. Hal still respects him as a Green Lantern because he's loyal. He's always on, like, being one-on-one with Guy Gardner, like trying to have lunch, is one thing. Being one-on-one with Guy Gardner in a fight with global stakes, that's something different. And I'm hoping we get some of that with Hal and Guy. And I could see Guy treating Hal different than he treats John. If John's this rookie, he's going to treat him like garbage because he's just a rookie.
Yeah, rank matters to him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
John or Hal is, or not Hal, Guy is definitely like that very annoying coworker that he has these moments where he's funny, so he's kind of like endearing. Throughout the day, he's very annoying, but when it's crunch time and stuff has to get done, you want him in that foxhole with you. You know he's going to pull through. That's Guy Gardner in a nutshell.
Right. And it makes me happy. We read in like that Vanity Fair article, or it was some article from a while ago, one of the first ones that was released about Lanterns, where they mentioned Guy Gardner, but it was like, I don't know what the source is on this. I don't know if this is something they're just assuming But yeah, having confirmation now gets me really excited because it's another opportunity. Do they want to bring in that like Maxwell Lord version of Guy? And like, I don't think so. I don't think
there's also just been, I don't know if it's the marketing team or what is behind it, but I know at one point, like, you know, Chris Mundy and the team have answered some questions around like what Lanterns was going to be, and it was this very serious show. And at one point, I think during the first presentation, James Gunn had mentioned it was going to like the story of Lanterns would eventually lead to the overall like bigger picture of the DCU. And then there were interviews that came out where I'm not sure which of the executive producers or showrunners or who had like said that it wasn't I think it was Chris Mundy said it's not connected to the DCU like that. And then there were people who were worried that with the messaging that this is going to be a very grounded show, that it meant like the sci-fi elements were going to be removed from it. And it was going to be like kind of like Green Lanterns, but with no ring, or they were saving all the ring budget for episode 8, the finale. And the past like 2 weeks, there's been this confirms, you know, if you're taking a character directly from a Superman movie and putting him in the show, there is DCU crossover. And I think it was James Hawes, who is show running and executive producing at least the first couple episodes. He said it has all the sci-fi bits and magic that you would come to expect. So it's not like, yes, it's grounded, but it's going to have the Green Lantern elements into it like we're supposed to. I think whoever is behind the marketing for the past couple of weeks, they've definitely put a lot of people's fears at ease. They're doing a great job over there.
Right. I would love to see. I would love to see a reason why these two lanterns are chosen to go check murder, whether it's on the Watchtower or whether it's on Oa with the Guardians. Like, I really want something. Like, I want to see like a really good like mission briefing between one of those two things.
Yeah.
I'm hoping the Watchtower is in Superman. The way things are going, I could see it happening. I could see the Watchtower being in there, which would be amazing because I don't believe we've seen the Watchtower in live action. So yeah, I don't know, dude. June is coming up so fast. Like, tomorrow is April.
Yeah.
I keep hearing things where it's like there's all these like trade shows coming up, and James Gunn is possibly going to release the full trailer for Superman. So we're getting into the thick of things. Yeah. Yeah. I'm really excited. And I can't, I feel like this is kind of bugged me, was when EW posted the news. They had a picture of Nathan Fillion, and then they had like a picture of him as Guy Gardner, but it's the same blurry screen cap from the trailer. Like, Guy Gardner's been teased plenty. Let's get a nice high-res image of Guy. They gotta be out there. So whoever's out there that does this sort of thing, like, stop letting these people report the news with this janky ass screenshot. Yeah. It's the same screenshot. It's the only like image that's big enough, but it looks so blurry, and it's all green. Get us a shot. Just get us one shot of a nice hero pose of these characters. We know you have them.
Nathan was just on a talk show, and they asked about playing Green Lantern, and they had 2 shots behind him, and it was exactly that, where he's like this, and then where he's like that with the energy coming out, and that was it. Still the same blurry shot, even though he was on like a nationally televised talk show.
Yeah, I'm pretty far from the point where James Gunn's watching this, but dude, somebody who knows him, like, just come on, let's go.
Yeah.
So you're like, Warner Brothers is like Warner Brothers like hinges on the Superman movie.
Yeah.
Let people see good stills.
You gotta, whatever you drop next, when the trailer goes out, we have to have it. Like, obviously, you're going to play it in 1080 because that's what most people will watch in. But anybody who's got a decent monitor, phone. Release that 4K copy of that trailer. Whatever comes out, drop it in the highest quality you can, and let people be able to show it off online.
Yeah, and get us all the images. We need at least 3 character images for each character. 3 images.
Yeah, better start introducing them soon.
Lois, like you gotta.
Like July is not far away for the movie to be coming out.
Yeah. Tomorrow's April 1st. Maybe they'll do some anti-April Fool's Day thing
that'd be nice.
That is actually something cool. We'll see. But man, again, Green Lantern news is crazy. It's a crazy thing.
Always
Green Lantern hasn't been in the news forever. And also, we have a Green Lantern book, Green Lantern 21 All In, Rise of the Starbreaker. Thoughts on this issue?
So overall, I really, really like the issue. I actually very, very excited for where it's headed. It's confirmed a lot of what I had been saying I was hoping was the direction that this was going in, which is cool. I really, really love what Jeremy has done here with Star Sapphire and Hal.
Yeah.
Because it's like a complete reversal of the norm. And it directly goes over like the meta conversation around how she's usually portrayed as like, okay, but that's Hal Jordan's girlfriend. That's Green Lantern's girlfriend.
Right.
And how she gets a chance to kind of like do her own thing here. The only negatives I really have for this in terms of story is in the last issue, the way it was kind of presented is we were going to finally get this cool big battle where we get to see Starbreaker and the Sorrow Lantern going 2-on-2 with Khan and Kyle, and we were going to be able to really like get a good gauge for their powers because we see the Sorrow Lantern show up and he, you know, has this effect on people around him that obviously makes them like sad. And we haven't really seen anything outside of that, and we haven't seen Starbreaker do anything crazy to get a gauge for how big of a bad he is. So I was hoping for more of that, and I felt that was a little bit quick. But everything else in here from a story standpoint, I love where it's headed. And then I have one question about Kyle's logo.
Okay. I have a question about Kyle's shirt or top. So here's the thing. So I agree with you 100%. The fight does go by quick, and of course, Hal has to come save the day.
Yes.
Like, you know, there. Okay, that's fine. I'm
You
fine
had
with
Superboy
Hal.
and Kyle Rayner,
like,
and Hal still had to come save.
Yeah, he just shows up and ends it, which kind of bugs me. Like, I'm a Hal fan, but like, it feeds into stuff that I don't care for. I like my Green Lanterns working as a team, not just waiting until Hal saves the day. Same thing with Star Sapphire. Like,
right.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the fight could have gone on, but I will tell you, I'm really happy that it's back to sort of this really tight storytelling where it feels like we got a lot this issue.
Yeah.
It feels like we got a lot. It was spread out between, you know, Kyle Connor and team, and then we got some stuff on OA with with Jessica Simon, the Teen Lantern and stuff, and the new Guardians. So there's a lot that's packed in here, which was nice. We get Justice League stuff. We get Mr. Terrific, and we see again we're on the Watchtower, which I love the Watchtower. We get this villain I'm not familiar with.
I wasn't either.
The Mind Bomber, who for a second when I first saw him thought he was the Bottler. And if people don't know who the Bottler is, the Bottler was in one issue of Silver Age Green Lantern. It was probably like Green Lantern 15 or something, and it was literally a dude in this color scheme, like an orange. Maybe he was yellow, but he threw bottles. It was like Ollie's. It's like Ollie's trick arrows. This guy had trick bottles.
Yeah. It's like a little ridiculous.
Beer bottles. Unfortunately, it wasn't the Bottler. Because one of these days, like, there's going to be something, because Bottler only shows up in that one issue. And back then it had like 2 stories per issue. So it was like a half a issue of Bottler. So I was a little disappointed, but that's not on the writing at all. That's on me for getting excited about something that wasn't there. But we get some pretty good stories. Hector Hammond's back.
Yeah.
That's a biggie. So between this Mind Bomber and Hector Hammond, like, it felt like here I am reading a continuation of this sort of epic, like Jeff Johns style, huge galactic story. And then we get a Justice League story. And then all of a sudden we're getting like a Silver Age in the city, Green Lanterns punching just regular street level bank robber guys. And I was like, oh man, this is like everything I love in Green Lantern. Yeah. Like, from Silver Age until Jeff Johns, this has like everything I wanted. And then the return of Hector Hammond was just like out of nowhere.
I was not expecting it, but it is, to me, it's very much welcome because I like Hector Hammond.
Yeah. So a lot of this stuff for me was fun. There is one thing I have to say, and I'm frankly getting sick of it. I know you have a nitpick. My nitpick has been going on since
it's similar to yours.
Ever since. Fucking okay. I know these comics. They get written and drawn and produced and like printed and shipped like well in advance. Like, everything has to happen on a timeline. I'm sure these guys are like several months ahead of where we are as the readers.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying this now. Whatever issue's coming out next, whatever one the artists, any Green Lantern artist is working on this moment, before it goes to print, turn the fucking Interceptor the right way. I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
And I know the last time I complained about it that they were probably already done with this issue.
Probably.
It's driving me nuts. Like, I'm not that kind of nerd who gets like mad at oh, actually, in this issue it should be. No, this makes me mad. This is like the one thing that like makes me mad. This is worse than like Green Lantern's boots being white, like,
or like a ring on the wrong finger.
Yeah. I have some questions about the cover of Absolute Power Green Lantern, because there's a preview in issue 1, or in this issue of
but
issue 1.
I think the whole thing in Absolute Power Green Lantern is that, at least at the start, there is no ring.
Yeah. Okay. But I mean, it's the first thing I noticed.
Yeah. So you were upset that the Interceptor still turned around the wrong way. And for me, as a baseball player, and it is currently baseball season, it's just kicked off, for the very first panel to be Kyle Rayner getting ready to swing the bat. Now, I know not everybody out there is a baseball player, but
right.
if you hit this way, his left hand should be on the bottom of the bat, right hand above it, so he gets all the power behind it, and his hands are the opposite. And that's why when he goes to swing, his hands come off the bat instead of staying together in a power stance. And I'm not a nitpicker, but for some reason, being so soon into the baseball season and this drops at the same time, I was like, what is this? I screenshot and texted to my fiance immediately, and she was like, well, looks like you're going to have to put your big boy pants on and get over it. I'm sure the rest of the issue is fine. And she's right.
Yeah.
But it's just that little thing. It's a little thing. It's not a big thing. But it's just like, I don't know. Nobody at DC plays baseball before? I don't know. He said, batter up. He threw it right down the middle. He said, it's a home run.
I have a friend who's currently writing a one-shot for Marvel. And I asked him, I'm like, oh, who's doing the art? And he was like, oh, he like wanted some people, but other, from what I've heard, that like the way the comic industry is now, like it's a little bit maybe rushed, and it's maybe you're not getting like artists that maybe require higher rates. And nothing against Jack Herbert, because I really, really like the art in this book. I think he's doing a great job, but it's one of those things where I'm just like, I don't know. Maybe it's rushed. Maybe it's just tougher to convey that from this angle, like which hand should be on top.
Yeah.
Like if he did it the correct way from this angle, he'd have to have like one arm going behind the other, and it'd be tough to draw it as a construct.
Yeah, maybe there's something with the black going over the black on the arms where he would have to be holding it. Or Kyle's an artist. He's not a baseball player. He knows what a bat looks like, so he makes the bat, but he's not 100% sure how to swing it. Maybe he's seen Guy Gardner do it, Hal do it, and he's like, oh, I'll make a bat too. So maybe that's not even on the artist. Maybe that's just a Kyle thing. I don't know. Right. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt here, and just it's such a minor thing. Funny. I was very happy to see baseball make its way into the comic in general.
And Kyle, too. Like, that's usually baseball's a Hal thing.
Exactly.
So something that I noticed on here that was kind of bothering me, and now that I look at my statue, I hadn't noticed it on my statue. Kyle has no white on his back. Like the Daryl Banks style Kyle, the white kind of wraps around a little bit and goes halfway up his back. And it wasn't on here. And I was like, why doesn't he have that little white thing? And it just occurred to me, I don't know how long this has been going for, but my statue does not have the white wrap around the back. So
what stood out for his outfit to me in this one is his actual logo is like, I wasn't sure if it was just one shot, but as I'm scrolling through it, it looks like it's every shot. It's black and white.
It is black and white. I just noticed that. And
I'm used to there being green.
See, that's the kind of thing where I chalk it up to like the colorist. I'm not sure who's coloring this. Is this still Eau Claire Albert coloring these? No, this is somebody else. This is Romulo
Bajardo, yeah.
Yeah,
so I'm not sure.
Something that's just got missed.
And I want to say, I don't want to be a jerk. If I go back let me just go back to issue 20 real quick and look at a shot of Kyle from the front. This is the one that had like the Indiana Jones outfit on, I believe.
Yeah. The thing is, I don't see any close-ups of Kyle in this issue. And I know usually when you get the farther, the smaller the character is, like you lose some detail. And I don't really see any sort of close-up. Oh, here we are. Yeah, here's another one where it's
so white. I'm looking at issue 20, and it's definitely green and black.
Same colorist?
That I don't know.
Yeah, here's the same. Yeah, I didn't even notice this until you brought it up.
Yeah,
I'm happy that
same
they're
person.
using that.
And then I think there was one other difference as well.
Now it feels like an oversight.
Now that I keep nitpicking. Look what you've done to me.
No, I don't. I'm not listening. I can't do any of this stuff. Like I would dream to be able to draw or color half as good as these guys. These guys are fucking talented.
No, for sure.
On the other hand, but it's just for me, it's like one of those things where it's like,
okay, I got one more
over at DC,
and then I'm done after this.
Green Lantern. Just give them a copy of Green Lantern animated series. Just watch one episode. And then go ahead and just start drawing the Interceptor.
Any shot where you can see where the logo is. On the previous issues, where there's like the bubble on the top, it comes to like a rounded or more squared white. And on this, if you like zoom in anywhere on his chest where you can see the logo, it's almost like it's like a triangle on the corner, almost like like Batman's ears.
Oh, okay.
And again, last issue, which was done by, at least for who's on the cover that got named, it's the same people, but it's no longer green. It's, white and black on the logo, and now it's this more angular end on the top, like top part of his chest, instead of the more squared off one from the previous issue.
It's got to just be an oversight. It's all white. That's so funny. And the thing is, I have a feeling like a lot of times the emblems may not be drawn. They may be put in after digitally, because sometimes the Green Lantern logos look really clean.
Yeah.
So that may be the case where maybe they went to put one in digitally. Like there's an image of Hal in here where he's fighting a mind bomber, and he's got a white circle. He doesn't have the emblem in the middle of his chest. And now I can't find that image. And I know I saw it.
But yeah,
but that's
definitely
fine.
gonna throw that in after. Yeah, again, minor nitpicks. It has nothing to do with the story. The story's still good.
I blame Comixology.
Yeah.
Because I tend to read them panel by panel because my eyes are so bad. And also, like, sometimes when you read it panel by panel, there's nice surprises in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can't find that. I swore there was a white circle howl. That's okay. I'm fine with it. I'm not angry.
Yeah.
Because this book is really good.
It is.
This book is really, really good. There's some good constructs in this issue, though. Hal trapping the cops with donuts.
That was great. And apologizing.
Apologize. Yeah, sorry. It's the first thing I thought of. I thought that was a lot of fun. But there's one over here that I was really excited to see, which is Kyle with Han Solo's blaster.
Yes.
That was pretty rad.
Kind of like going down this movie reference, Indiana Jones, Han Solo. Like, Kyle's getting to be very creative. I love it.
Yeah, that's even brought up where Carol asks Hal.
Yeah.
He's been hanging out with Kyle too much.
He's like, maybe a little bit. Yeah.
I can't find that white circle thing. I swear to God, it was, because I just read this today.
Yeah, for me, it was this morning.
Yeah, it's white. So, yeah, I'm not going to be able to find it. And I feel like I'm just wasting everybody's time.
I do like that.
Oh, dude, it's such a tiny, it's like a really, there it is.
But you found it. You weren't making it up.
But it's a really tiny panel. Like, it's way down here.
Yeah, maybe with the logos, they want to do like high res type stuff, so they just put it in afterwards to make it nice and clean. Yeah.
I gotta say, overall, like, this issue, definitely I was more amped with this than last month's issue. It's good to be kind of back on track. Hal, I think, is going to mess up. I think he's messing up. When they were looking for the source, and Hal says, "I think I know where I can find it," and they're like, "Where?" And he said, "You'll never believe." He goes straight to Carol, and I think he's using Carol to try to get Nate out of his funk.
Right,
and I don't like that.
That could backfire.
I don't like Hal using her. Like, he's being pretty open with her about what's going on and that Nate is involved. That's his name. Is it Nate or is it just Nathan?
Well, I think he goes by Nate.
But it's one of those things where I'm just like, he's got to be like perfectly clear with her and his intentions, because I feel like whenever Hal, Carol, and Nathan show up for a standoff, it's going to be bad news.
And didn't Nate already get her one time when she was first starting off with the Justice League? Like, he showed up, and I think he had her like crying outside of a car because he showed up. Like, I don't know how much Hal wants to be around if she, gets overwhelmed with sorrow, if that's going to impact their relationship at all. Maybe she'll say something or do something that upsets or hurts him because she's feeling all this sorrow about what she's done to Nate.
Right.
Like, that could get a little bit tricky. I think they should try to handle this as much as possible without her.
Right. I agree. But it feels like Hal's doing what he does and not thinking things through before jumping in head first. What Hal did, like, Hal's actions caused Nate to become the Star Lantern.
Yep.
He was kind of a dick the first couple issues to Carol. Like, the way he locked him in the plane, or locked him in the bathroom in the plane, and like pretty much hijacked the plane, or would just
during night
away on the plane she was in and stuff. It was like really, really like toxic behavior. And I feel like Nate can exploit that.
Yeah, I think even when he showed up, Carol was like, don't want to be seeing you right now. And he was like,
Yeah.
well, how about over dinner? She's like, no, I don't want to chill. He's like, well, maybe dinner. Like, he kept pushing it.
Yeah. 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 And she's happy where she is.
Yeah, she's doing good. She's getting to grow as a character. I like it.
Yeah.
Speaking of growing, Starbreaker, we got to see one of his powers is becoming like going from regular sized person to absolutely massive character with these huge fists where he was squeezing Connor and Kyle together before Hal had showed up. That part of the fight also allowed Starbreaker and the Sorrow Lantern Nate to get the source away from Odyssey, which is not a good thing because they needed that along with like the nth metal to be able to create their own, batteries, which obviously is not a good thing, and that's what the Green Lantern Corps is trying to prevent at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all this stuff is great. All this stuff I'm really interested to see where it goes. Because it's one of those things where, like, you want the good guys to stop the bad guys from building a power battery, but I want to see what kind of shit goes down once, a battery is built. Like, I feel like they're gonna, like, in the next couple issues, we're gonna see this battery that they're constructing.
That's my hope.
Be like all out war,
and not just that, but okay. So we've gone over that this has caused a fracture to the spectrum. We have spectral lanterns. We have sorrow as one of the emotions now, or whatever you want to call it. I want to know, like, as they go through this process, what else do they make? You can't just give me one and let that be its own thing. Like, I want to see what else they get into.
Right. Yeah, totally. It's like, yeah, I want the bad guys or the good guys to stop them, but yeah, let's see where this goes.
I love that they go back to Oa. And they're like inside the giant battery, and they're having this conversation around who Starbreaker is and kind of like what's going on and where they need to go from here. And I love that there are Guardians that are still there, but they're off to the side. They're there just to be like consulting people. They're no longer the decision makers. That person is now Jessica Cruz, but they're not gone. They're still there. And I think I'd have to scroll a little bit, but I think one had the Green Lantern logo, and I think the other one had like the red.
There's a red one, there's a blue one, and I like that their speech bubbles have the different color. I just popped this out. Sinestro Corps War Volume 1, which is like the beginning, like Jeff Johns' first like big event as far as Green Lantern goes. Well, I mean, he did Rebirth, but that was more of a preamble to get us to this point. And I looked up what issues this started with, and this started with issue 21, was the beginning of the Sinestro Corps War. So I'm hoping like Jeremy Adams is running on like the same trajectory, and we're like, if this is Jeremy Adams, like equivalent of Jeff Johns' run, this is where we're at now. The first issue 21 of this, which was the Sinestro Corps War. So I think we're ready. I think since they have the nth metal and they have that Green Lantern Corps over there, I believe that in that giant golden egg that was trapped in the middle of Thanagar, I think that's going to be the entity that powers this battery. And I think I don't like Hector Hammond being thrown in the mix is crazy. I don't know why he's here now, but I feel like we're really close to this battery being built, maybe by the end of the next issue.
Maybe he's going to find a way to exploit, maybe not willpower, but as the other ones get built, maybe he'll find a way to figure out how to use that to his advantage as well. I'm just stoked because I feel like we're getting to like the real meat and potatoes of the story. This is where, again, this is me projecting, but now that we have this issue out and Jessica has said that she wants to go repair all these and get the spectrum back right, this is like my head. I start just going over like, okay, so now all the favorites have to get like at least be part of upcoming issues. We need Sinestro to help reform a yellow battery. We've seen Saint Walker in the background, but he's not had any moment yet. But we need him around to reform the blue battery. At some point, they released
Atrocitus is
Larfleeze.
working with those guys.
Yeah. Larfleeze was caged up, and then they released him from his cell. We have no idea where Larfleeze is right now. But at some point, we'll need him for the orange. Carol's obviously here, so she can handle Star Sapphire stuff. The Greens have their stuff ready to go. Atrocitus has to make an appearance, get an issue, help reform the Reds. Like, all the things I love about the wider Green Lantern lore and getting all these other, you know, all the other spectrums getting their due. Like, this is what I love. This is what I loved about the Johns run. Having all these other characters. It's not just following this one guy. Like, oh, this is money well spent. This issue was great. It's like going exactly where I want it to go. But Jeremy does enough in it that even though, like, I can guess some of where it's going, I'm still guessing about other parts. And even the stuff I'm guessing, he's doing it in a way that it's still, like, enjoyable to me as a reader of this. Like, he's killing it. This is right back on track. This is how I felt about the story once we got away from, like, Night Terrors and all the other, like, tie-in issues that he was having to do. I feel like when you just let the man cook, it gets really good.
And that's probably the reason why he may be a couple issues behind Jeff Johns. Because at the time, Jeff Johns was doing Green Lantern. Nobody wanted a crossover with Green Lantern. There was no tie-ins with, like, Green Lantern. So, yeah, with those side tracks, I feel like basically Jeremy Adams is on the same trajectory as whatever's coming up is his Sinestro Corps War, which I'm very excited about. I don't know what it's going to be called, but like, yeah, this feels good. This feels good. I never felt like this during Grant Morrison's run or Jeffrey Thorne.
He threw in Mr. Terrific in here for, like, just one page. I thought that was cool. Especially
and that's one of the things. That's one of the things you mentioned. Guy Gardner being in the Superman movie, probably 5 minutes. I think it's going to be less, but that's what DC Comics do. They'll throw you a cameo. Like, you could see Stargirl in the back of one of the panels in this, along with Stripesy. Like, there's good stuff in here, and this gives me hope. I love this book. I think it's great. Just, you know, you can have any character you want at any point. You don't have to worry about if the actor's available or anything. You just can say it. The artist will draw it, and there it is. Like, having Mr. Terrific in there is perfect. It also will help if people are new readers to Green Lantern and they just start reading this book. They'll get acquainted with Mr. Terrific. If this is their first time before the movie comes out and stuff. It's what I'm really excited about the movie is that this world is so established already.
I have a question. Towards the end of this issue, right before the weird guy and Hector Hammond moment,
the bones, they call them bones.
They go to break into the place where they find the nth metal, and Kyle's got his awesome Star Wars gun, and they're going forward, and then they hear somebody say, "Please help me," and it's a naked dude, chained up, blonde hair, blonde beard, goatee. Who is that?
I believe it's probably either Ted Cord.
That's what I was thinking, because the beetle in the back.
There's empty jars. I don't know what that means. Is it pee? Jars of pee? But yeah, the image in the back has the Blue Beetle ship in the background. So I assumed it was like the Blue Beetle.
Okay, because
so
I just
it looks like Ollie, but
right. I was thinking could be, like, I don't know the story here yet. So I don't know if, like, he's the only person chained up. Could it be an Oliver Queen? Could it be an Alan Scott? Could it be even, like, I don't even know. I don't know what current modern run Aquaman looks like, but I just see the blonde hair, and I wasn't sure who it was.
Yeah, I just assumed it was a Blue Beetle because of the ship.
Yeah, the vehicle in the back. Yeah. But I wasn't sure. And then, like, as soon as they get there, that's the end of that scene, and then they're going to the Hector Hammond stuff. So I was like, I'm going to ask who that is.
It could be anybody. Like, there's nothing there to let us know who it is other than...
What exactly is Hector Hammond doing? Like, I've read through this twice now. He's cutting this dude open. He's taking brain matter and putting it in his own head?
I believe so. You nailed it. If you like,
that is so weird.
This is that dude's exposed brain.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh yeah, Green Lantern could be gross and bloody. I forgot. But it literally, yeah, I think it's almost like a revamp, a new style version of Hector Hammond. Like, it seems like at this point he was back to being just Hector Hammond, a guy with a normal size head.
Yeah.
But he still has those word balloons, the pink word balloons with the little poofs, the little lights sticking out of them. So he's got an inner monologue going, and his inner monologue is telling him, like, stick this dude's brains in your brains and let's get back to what we should be.
And he's working for the government.
Well, he said that.
And he's got some security outside.
They showed up at a government facility, didn't they?
Yeah.
That's so funny, dude.
And I just
you watch Invincible, right?
Oh yeah, love it.
I think it's like a D.A. Sinclair type of thing.
Got you.
Where he's a mad scientist who's like batshit crazy, but he's a really good scientist. So if we can keep him, like, the fact that they let him out in the helicopter to go retrieve Mind Bomber, is kind of nuts. But yeah, he's up to no good.
Yeah, he and Bones showed up in a helicopter, and I was trying to see if there was any sort of logo I could tell on the copter to figure out, like, okay, does he really work for the government, or did he just show up and say that? Because it's not like Hal and them would really know until they go investigate.
Yeah.
But yeah, trapped this dude and then stole pieces of his brain.
And stuck it in his head somehow. Big old 2 lumps in his head. I mean, it's a fun origin. It's a fun new origin to Hector Hammond. Just, is he like the Mummy? He's just going out. He's going to keep grabbing telekinesis brains until he's like big old giant head guy again. Great.
And the preview for the next issue says, "Next, Hector unleashed hell. Silver Mysteries." Yeah. So we should get more Hector Hammond in the next one. His head will probably be more messed up by the time we read the next issue.
Probably.
This is around that part of the issue where Hal and Star Sapphire brought along Dove too, by the way.
Yeah.
And they got to have that moment where Hal's begging for her to come with him, go battle Nate, figure this out. We're going to need you for the Star Sapphire battery anyway. You should be a part of it. And she's like, I hear you. I get that. But also, I kind of want to do my own thing and be known as my own person and not just always like Hal's plus one, Green Lantern's girlfriend, which I think is cool. And I think Jeremy had talked in an interview previously about how, because he has a daughter, he wants to show like a different side of that she doesn't have to be the plus one to somebody else's,
Right.
So I like the direction that is going. Plus, I just think it's a different take on Carol's character in general, and I really dig it. It's kind of modernish, but it also just, when you look at the history of the character, it makes sense for it to be going this way.
Yeah, and Hal says, no rush. Just think about it.
Yeah.
But I'm sure within like 4 issues, it's going to be time where it's like, oh, we really need you. This really needs
2 issues. Yeah.
So, I really like this issue a lot. Not that I didn't like the last one. I just felt the Kyle story was a little bit kind of whatever. This one I liked a lot more. And I'm excited to see where it goes. We need to get that interceptor flipped around and turned the right way. Please.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's something like where I had Jeremy Adams on as a guest. I think before I hit the live button, I said, hey, can you do me a favor? Because he knows. He wrote 2 as the episodes of Green Lantern animated series. He should know. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe they're retconning it like guy's haircut, and they're changing it up, because I seen on Blue Sky, you bring this up, and then other guys from the Green Lantern content creator community were also chiming in about it being backwards as well, and trying to figure out like what is going on. Do they not know? Are they just going in a different direction? Like,
they were probably given a ship model and assumed that's the direction it flew.
Which I can believe. Again, not everybody who works on these, especially at the start, whether you're an artist or whatever, is going to be familiar with the ins and outs of everything Green Lantern. So you just see it and you go...
Yeah, they probably didn't know it was from a failed Cartoon Network show from like 14 years ago.
One of the greatest fails of all time, though. It was so good.
I want to look at... I'm going to try to look at the images of the cover of the Green Lantern animated series. Yeah, because if you look at the DVD... Oh, no, it's a book. The Interceptor is just kind of floating in space, not really in a direction that you would see.
Yeah.
So it's so nondescript, and the Interceptor does not appear in the other DVD covers. But, I mean, geez Louise. It drives me bonkers.
Since we're at the end here, and you're looking that up, we have Absolute Green Lantern dropping later this week. I know you typically only keep up with the main run, but
I might read this.
Will you be looking into it? Written by Al Ewing. I've heard great things. The pitch is no core, no ring, Absolute Guardian. I've been looking forward to it. Hal definitely looks like he's got Black Hand energy going on in the little previews that we've seen. And just what I've read about it makes me interested in it. I feel like the side story, like the non-main runs, have been a little bit more missed than hit for me lately. Mm-hmm. But I do have a lot of hope for this one. I'm hoping will be pretty solid.
We'll see what happens. We'll see how I feel next week. If there's some Green Lantern news that comes down the pipe, I'll jump on live and do a show for that. But if you know, it's been a week and there's nothing really much going on, I might give it a read.
Yeah.
And it's a limited series, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be... Actually, that one I don't know, but I know Martian Manhunter, I think, is getting so many pre-orders that they've already changed it to like a 12-issue or a 14-issue run. So we'll see. I guess it just depends on how many they move.
Yeah. All right. So maybe next week, maybe not. I'll take a look at that. We'll see. But definitely, if there's any sort of Green Lantern news, if a Superman trailer drops and there is a single frame of a Green Lantern, I will do an episode on that, because it might be new footage of Guy Gardner, or hopefully a glimpse of Chip, which I'm still sort of rooting for. It seems to make sense. Why did they bring a squirrel from the zoo on the set to talk to Superman?
There's no other reason to do it.
There's no reason
unless
to
it's a Green Lantern.
Yeah.
I mean, even if there wasn't, I feel like somebody on set would be like, once the squirrel's down there, they'd be like, we can have it be a normal squirrel, or we can reintroduce the fact that, again, for a lot of people watching the movie, they'll have no idea who Green Lanterns are, but they'll see Guy Gardner and make an assumption that either he's the only one or that they're all human. What better way to introduce, even if it's just a couple-second clip, we get Chip in here, show that lanterns can be these alien-type creatures. It doesn't all have to be humans. And then you go, okay, that makes sense to me. It's an intergalactic police corps, basically. They could be whatever. It makes sense. I think that's more impactful than just a squirrel.
James Gunn's love of animals, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, having all of those different, like the otters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And with Crypto, like I could see him. I feel like if you're going to put Guy Gardner in, and like, I think Chip's going to be in it. And if we get a Chip in the trailer, holy crap, will I be on here as quick as I can to discuss that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I spent 20 minutes talking about a single photo that was released on Green Lantern, or on Lanterns. I spent 20 minutes, and that's a still frame. And the only thing that makes it Green Lantern is one of the guys is wearing a ring that was really like this big and pixelated as soon as you got it bigger. So, and then that, like, which is my like biggest, my most watched video on here. And like my second most watched video is the I think it's 1.5 seconds of Guy Gardner footage from the trailer.
Yeah.
And that I talked, I think, at least for 25 minutes on that one, for a second and a half. So if I get anything, like even if it's a new shot of Guy, get ready.
Yeah.
Shoot, maybe it's the same footage. I'll watch it again.
It's gotta be. I mean, if it's 4K or better, that would help.
Yeah.
But I feel like to market this, like obviously we know it's a Superman story, but you got to show me a little bit more of Hawkgirl, of Mr. Terrific, just like the side characters that are going to be in this.
There's the behind the scene footage of those three, Hawkgirl, Mr. Terrific, and Guy landing in that park.
Yeah.
Like they're all strapped to rigs. Like I'd like to see that shot of those three coming in and then Chip coming into frame.
100%.
And then boom, my thumbnail's there for me.
Yeah.
I will be going live within minutes, and I'll have ripped that footage and looped it over and over and over again. So hopefully soon. If nothing like that comes down the pipe, I'll probably do Absolute Power Green Lantern next week. We'll see.
Yeah. Or maybe there'll be something else by then.
Yeah. Casting news is always good. Stuff like that.
I feel like every week we're getting something Lanterns announcement through the trades.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad I'm on the Reddit. It's
been nice.
There's a lot of stuff. Yeah, it's been nice.
Good community so far.
Yeah. Will, thanks for joining me. Throw out some plugs before we take off.
Yeah, you can find me over at greenlanternspodcast.com. Now that I'm back from my work vacation in the desert, I'll be active on posting again, linking the news. But for you guys, anything that does drop, I text it to Ralph anyway, and then he can go live or he can make his post on Blue Sky, let you guys know what's going on as well. But yeah, follow me there. Tune into Lanterns Live. I feel very blessed that I get to be a guest on here as frequently as I have, and the community has been very welcoming. I appreciate you. And again, thank you again for holding off on the show while I was out and allowing us to team up to do this on Monday.
It was really no big deal because I would rather wait and do it with you than do it by myself any other day. So
I appreciate it either way.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for joining me. I didn't even mention anybody. The chat was a little light today, but my sister did show up. Hi, Sarah. I don't know if she's still watching, but thanks for joining us.
Either way, appreciate it.
Yeah. And everybody who's watching after the fact, been getting a lot of comments on episodes, so that's great too. Thanks for everybody who's watching the replay of this and commenting below. Make sure you subscribe because that's what, that'll help me out. But more importantly, if stuff does go down involving Green Lantern, make sure you have the bell icon hit so you know when I'm going live, because you never know when it's going to happen. I mean, shoot, something might happen later tonight and I'll have to jump back on. Never know. So thanks for joining me, Will. Thanks, everybody. And I'll catch you next time. As I always say, beware my podcast. It's Lanterns Live. Bye.